I wish I could do the Shaq sound. Luka and LeBron, they soared past the Hawks in historic fashion last night in Crypto.com Arena after being questionable going into this game. LeBron James playing in his first back-to-back of the season. Here's what he had to say about why he still cares so very much.
I would never disrespect the basketball guys when it comes to playing this game. So I put the time and the effort and the commitment in it, mentally, physically, spiritually. As Jay-Z would say, if you can't respect that, your whole perspective is whack. Maybe you'll love me when I fade to black.
He said I was doing something there. Bars. All right. Jalen Johnson was dead serious with that three-point attempt. Didn't quite get it to go, but then a nice start there. At 41 years old, he is still doing that, Amon?
Yeah, I don't know. That boy been working on his hamstrings, man. 'Cause usually grown men like that don't got breaks.
Well, he must have heard you also when you were talking on your podcast the other day, because he decided to sit down and play some defense. Luka Doncic, though, getting that three to go. Luka, once again, heat check.
Oh, absolutely. Like, when he's making faces like this, it's like it's already done for you.
By the way, count it. That was a 21-2 run.
No pass.
You know what I'm saying? I just got to get under there and finish. Have to finish.
The Lakers, they are up 81-60 at the half, and so to the third we go. LeBron James hitting that one three, extending the lead to 32 points. A little bit of a push here by the Hawks at the end.
Outrunning your squad at 41.
An exclamation mark from LeBron James. Year 23, and he's still giving us vintage windmill dunks, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. The Lakers get the win in this one.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
One of a kind, to be a 23rd season, just to play back-to-back, it costs us everybody, but for him it's probably even more difficult, but he shows how much he cares. So that's big time, and it shows the whole group how much it means to me.
All right, Dave McMenamin was at that game. He joins us in studio now. First of all, I just have to know, since you covered him 10 years ago winning a championship, does that make you feel like you've been doing this a long time, or?
No, because Bron's still doing it.
Bron
So
is
it's
still
like he
doing
make it better.
There you go.
Yeah, he make it better for us.
And he's still playing in back-to-back games, Dave. How was he able to do that for the first time in year 23?
Yeah, so I had to write it down because he went through his daily routine to get him to the point of being able to play. I don't want to shortchange him. So he gets back from a flight in Sacramento.
Okay.
Sleeps overnight, wakes up Tuesday morning, cold tub, hyperbaric chamber, takes a nap, then does Normatec on his legs
Pressure
for 45 minutes, pressure sleeves, gets to the arena, activation, stretching, rehab, lifting, pregame meal, looks at Mike Mancias, his longtime trainer. They give each other a nod and say, you know what, I think this is the time we're going to do it. First back-to-back of the season. The Lakers coming off a really bad loss in Sacramento. They lose to a team that was 9-30 coming into the night. It was their third straight loss, 7 out of 11 games. It could have been a moment where they dig their hole even deeper.
Right.
J.J. Redick brought the team in for a pregame meeting. They talked about the pride that they need to display, the joy they need to display. And you saw maybe their best win of the season.
The best win of the season, Shania.
The joy was back.
Yeah.
The joy was absolutely back. But I just want us all to collectively take a breath, take a moment. What we're witnessing from LeBron is not normal. This is not normal. At 41, to outrun your squad, the other squad, your opponents, to dunk consistently, multiple, to pass the level that he has, to have the belief in his teammates that, hey, I got you, you got me. It was beautiful basketball. If there was one word to really highlight this beyond LeBron, it was a passing game. It showed the ultimate level of trust that was gone, that was so concerning at the end of last season. Now it seems back in a small way. But of course, when I was watching this, I was like, this is so rare, this is so beautiful. LeBron is the blueprint, if he's gonna go Jay-Z, he's the blueprint for greatness, and I don't know if it will never be replicated.
But because this is the Los Angeles Lakers, it's never just the one game or the one win.
All right, let me get off my high horse.
There's always something else going
chill.
on, right? There's always some drama swirling beneath the surface. And at Tuesday's game, Dave, you reported that Rich Paul, James's longtime agent and the CEO of Clutch Sports, and Austin Reaves' agent, they got into sort of a passionate exchange at halftime, and it was stemming from Paul's recent comments that he made, right, where he suggested that the Lakers, Paul said this on a podcast, could explore making an upgrade by shopping in what he called an unemotional move.
Oh, boy.
Austin Reaves, right? Now, I don't know a more 2026 story possible here, Dave. What happened?
So Reggie Berry and Aaron Riley are Austin Reaves' agents. They do a great job with him. Obviously, Austin's story, we all know it. Undrafted to the point he is. He's going to maybe get a max contract this summer worth $250 million, right? Reggie sees this podcast, right, that Rich put out, and he decides, you know, I wasn't necessarily going to be in L.A. this week, but I'm going to make a trip from the East Coast out to L.A. to suss stuff out.
Okay.
At the game, Reggie, at halftime, sees Rich Paul. And, you know, Lakers games, everyone clears out of courtside at halftime. They go to the chairman's lounge. They go to Jeannie Buss's private club. Rich Paul is still holding court at the center of the court. Reggie approaches them. And they have, you know, I would say, I don't know if I'd say heated, but certainly they have an exchange for 5+ minutes discussing this podcast scenario about Austin Reaves being publicly dangled in a trade, mock trade that Rich Paul, as an agent of other players on the team, trying to put on his hat as a media member, decided to put out there.
Okay, so we have agents confronting each other.
I love it.
And you love it?
I love it.
And then we have eventually LeBron is asked about, you spoke to LeBron about whether or not this is something that he is thinking, because whether or not, I know that Rich would say he has his basketball opinion and it's his opinion, and that's true. But when you're Rich Paul, it's always linked to LeBron James.
I mean, sometimes Richard Jefferson likes to say perception is reality, and Rich Paul has to, I think, accept that some people will connect the dots there. I will also say, having covered LeBron and the people around him for more than a decade now, he has put people like Maverick Carter and Rich Paul in positions to be empowered and be their own men and stand on their own 2 feet. Now, LeBron told me Rich is his own man. He does not speak for me. Grown men can say whatever the bleep they want, he told me. And he also said that my relationship with AR, everyone knows what it is. Look at our interaction on the bench. We talk every day. You know, what's known doesn't need to be said type of deal.
For sure.
And, you know, he's clearly, though, separated himself from the opinion that Rich Paul shared.
I get that. How close were you sitting to that conversation? I know you got what I really want to hear. You're just not going to tell me.
I need to take my glasses off. I mean, like, here's the thing. Here's a player who's going to be a free agent who has a chance to make a lot of money. If you're another agent, keep that player's name out of your mouth. In all seriousness here. And I wouldn't do that trade anyway if it was Jaren Jackson for Austin Reaves.
That's what he was floating.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue as far as leave that player. He's not your client. Leave him out of your mouth when you're doing this.
It's always something, Shanae.
Is it Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility. Rich Paul, you have great power, but also use so responsibly.
All right, well, Amon wants some other answers, and I think that those are only going to come in breaks.
With the first pick, the Dallas Mavericks select Cooper Flagg from Duke University.
I'm excited to be a sponge. I'm going to try and grow my game as much as I can.
Oh, behind the back. Flagg reaching deep into the bag.
He's going to be one of the best players to play this game.
It is Texas, so Cooper Flagg has taken the reins on the Mavericks this season. He leads them in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. The last rookie to do that over a full season was Mr. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now tonight, they face the Nuggets on ESPN, and on that side, Jamal Murray averaging career highs in points and assists per game. And last night, he tallied his 7th game with 30 points and 5 assists this season. He only did that 8 times total last year. Can you spell all-star? And neither team will have its starting big man tonight, though. Jokic is expected to miss a couple more weeks here, right, with a knee injury. Anthony Davis is going to need more time to recover from his hand injury. So let's get some more information, starting with these two bigs. And you know there's no one better than our Shams Charania. So Shams, a whole lot going on here with Anthony Davis. We know this has changed by the minute. What is the latest here on that hand injury?
Anthony Davis did get some good news from a specialist yesterday in Los Angeles. He will be avoiding surgery, but he will be on that hand, but he will be out at least 6 weeks, likely longer. For all intents and purposes, his Mavericks season is essentially through, because this is a team that's 12th in the West. They're 10 games under 500. Jockeying for lottery positioning is where they're going to be the second half of the year. They don't control their first-round pick again until 2031. So this draft is going to be very important. But on the business side, the Mavericks have had renewed trade conversations around AD even after news of this injury on Friday. Atlanta, Toronto remain the foremost suitors. So can the Mavericks find a deal where they potentially get financial flexibility moving forward, where they might get an asset to move forward with Cooper Flagg, or will they take this into the summer and see, can we get better from a value perspective? Because the reality right now, Malika, is the value is just lower for Anthony Davis than it was a month ago because of this new injury.
Right. And Bobby, real quick, before we keep going through the injuries in this game, does this change? Yes, he is injured, but he doesn't require this surgery. Does that change the value proposition for the Mavs at all?
Well, I think it changes what teams, with the teams that are interested, if they can get him back for the playoffs or not. I think if he's out for the rest of the season, I think that changes the dynamics here.
All right, so then let's move on. Nikola Jokic, he's been out for a couple of weeks. Usually, Nikola's kind of an Iron Man. When can we expect to see him?
A big development here. Nikola Jokic has resumed on-court workouts for Denver, and he's right on schedule, if not a little bit ahead of schedule, of making his return to the lineup by the end of this month. That's about that 4-week initial early timetable that they had. The Nuggets are optimistic Nikola Jokic will be able to return by that late January mark. He's making great progress, rapid progress. If he is able to make it back by late January, it would also give him a window to be eligible for the postseason awards, MVP, All-NBA team. So progress for Nikola Jokic.
Good news here for Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. All right, Shams, before we let you go here, Trae Young, obviously he is the newest man in Washington, but we haven't seen him on the floor yet. When can we expect him to?
Malika, sources tell me Trae Young is still recovering from MCL and quad injuries on the same leg. The Wizards are going to take a very cautious approach with Trae Young. Sources tell me he will be reevaluated after the mid-February All-Star break. So mid-February All-Star break, reevaluation for Trae Young.
Okay, so that's still about a month away from now, so at least another month for Trae Young. Shams, thank you.